lovely people. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to a new video. My name is Evelyn Barta, and those of you that are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Those of you that have been already here, welcome back. So it's been a few days that I did record a video because I needed to take some time off and to disconnect from these little bit weird energies, let's just say. And yesterday was my birthday, so I did have some birthday celebrations, and I spent time with my friends, and one of my friends as well did have his birthday, so we kind of celebrated together. And yeah, it was just nice to spend time with people and to spend time with friends. And I think everyone needed this to really disconnect from the narrative that is going on in the world right now. And we need this connection with each other more than ever. And the best way to really help the energies to get elevated and the frequency level to rise on the planet is to spend time doing things that we enjoy and not to isolate ourselves from each other, which is the main goal of this narrative, to create division. And I could definitely feel that in regards to my videos that I posted about Ukraine and Russia, that there is this division and so many opinions about it. And I received criticism as well about my views on the topic. And what I have noticed these days is that people are really confused about what real compassion is. Many people are confusing compassion with being in fear. And being in fear is a very low vibrational energy and is the opposite actually of compassion. So when you are in fear about a situation that is going on in the world, you couldn't be further away from compassion, because the main idea of fear is to put you in a survival mode. And when you are in a survival mode, the first objective that you have is to focus on yourself and to focus on your own survival. So everything else is being kind of shut down. And also the other thing that was activated after this Ukraine-Russia narrative was anger. And anger is also one byproduct of fear. So it is also a low vibrational energy. However, it is necessary in order to propel us to change things. So I always talk about that fear is necessary, and then anger is necessary, which is a higher vibration than fear. But staying in those vibrations is a real problem, because that really gets you far away from compassion. So compassion starts when we start to operate from love, when we start to operate from our hearts. Compassion is a byproduct of love. So being in fear doesn't help anyone, and it is not compassion. And many people reacted in a very, very similar way to how they reacted back in 2020 to the pandemic when it started. And I remember I posted something on my Facebook back then saying how much gratitude I have for everything that is going on in the world, and how much I have grown spiritually, and how much I started to expand because of that, and how differently I'm viewing the world. And some people even attacked me, saying that I am narcissistic and I shouldn't be grateful for what is going on because many people are dying. So yeah, now many people had the same reaction. But again, there is this confusion about what compassion means. And if you have not integrated the lower chakras, then you cannot operate from the heart. So now we have an opportunity to integrate everything that is trauma related, everything that is karma related. So finally we can move up to the heart. And I will say it again, I am not downplaying the situation in Ukraine. I know that people are suffering, and I know that we have to help them, and we are doing that already. And this has opened the hearts of many people. So everything is happening with a great divine law and a great reason as well. And this is what I'm seeing as well, that people are not buying into this propaganda any longer. So there is this situation in Ukraine that has to be handled with compassion and without the spiritual bypassing that, oh my God, we are being liberated or something, or you know what I mean, the stories about the white hats, which is that Vladimir Putin is a white hat, and I have to say, it is really sad that they are channelers, they are readers that are fueling this story, that this has to happen like this because this person is good and it has good intentions, and not looking at the collateral damage or justifying what is happening for the sake of liberating humanity. We all know that when we tune into our hearts, that this is not how love would handle things. This is not what love would do. This is not what the heart would do. However, there is a lot that needs to be healed in that area as well, and humanity needs to be healed. So this is happening with that purpose. But real compassion means that you have compassion for both parties, for everyone that is involved, the Russians, the Ukrainians, everyone. And they are innocent people that are suffering and are having challenges and difficulties because of that situation in both countries. So real compassion means that you are not taking any side. You are seeing things from a higher perspective. You see the big picture. This is what the heart does. Sees things from a higher perspective. And yeah, as I said, I spent some time with my friends and with people, you know, with everyday people. And I had a conversation, and I can see that everyone is so tired of these narratives over and over again. And they are seeing through the lies. So there is a real nice energy as well that is hitting the planet right now. And very nice love-based energies. And this is something that I wanted to talk about today as well, because this is what the Arcturians told me. A few days ago, I channeled a message from the Arcturian Council. So they introduced themselves as the Arcturian Council, which they never did before. They always said that they were the Arcturians. And they are talking about what is happening right now. So I will share the message with you. But then, as I said, I was busy and I didn't have time to record the video. So yeah, I channeled this message on the 8th of March. And before getting into that message, I also wanted to say that there are so many things that are happening behind the scenes right now, which we are not paying attention to. And just recently, on the 9th of March, so just a few days ago, Biden has signed an executive order about this new digital currency, the CBDC, which they want to introduce now. And CBDC means central bank digital currency. So it's not a cryptocurrency, it's not decentralized. This will be a centralized currency that will replace the fiat dollar. And he is tasking different governmental agencies to start introducing this digital currency. So it's already happening. It was already signed. It's just a question of time before it gets introduced in every single country. And I just posted something on my Instagram and Facebook as well about this, that they first want to introduce it in the G7 countries, and then after that it will extend to the rest of the world. So it's happening. It's not a conspiracy. This is what is going on already, and it's really up to us if we stop this, and it's really up to our choice. And if you are living in an underdeveloped country, underdeveloped, because it's a real question what we mean by underdeveloped, then that is a great advantage for you, because you can save some time. You can win some time with that, because it's not going to be introduced everywhere at the same time. So make arrangements in your financial situation. Take control over your life and find new ways of investing your money in precious metals, or I don't know, cryptocurrency as well. I personally, I will say it again, I don't feel like it's safe to invest everything in crypto, because at some point it will be centralized as well, probably. I'm not sure. But there are some real serious signs of this economic collapse, from fuel crisis, inflation, property prices rising like crazy. I think where I live now, compared to last year, there was a rise of 30% or something, because my friends, they are wanting to sell their place and they are in the process of that and buying something new. And yeah, there's a real rise in those prices as well. So if you open your eyes and you open your mind as well, and you start detaching from this narrative, this very loud and very distracting mainstream media narrative, then you will see that the whole thing is being done with the purpose to distract you from what is really happening. So it is really the connection with yourself that you need to strengthen, to look within, because your heart and your intuition, because the information comes through the heart in a form of intuition. So your intuition will guide you to the right path. You have to take one step at a time and not to be afraid of the challenges, because that is the voice of the heart. Sometimes it can be very, very scary. The heart will challenge you to do things that are out of ordinary. The heart will make you do things that are outside of the box in order to help you expand, in order to help you evolve. So listen to that inner voice, because you will be guided and you will be fine. Don't listen to the mind and to the ego, but take grounded decisions, but based on your heart. And I will probably make a video about how to listen to the heart as well, and how to differentiate what comes from the heart and what comes from the ego. But I know that many of you are so tuned into your inner guidance. You develop this intimate relationship with yourself, and many of you know what steps to take. The heart never second guesses things. The heart never plays, games, never fools around. The heart is precise. So when you feel like you are being nudged in a certain direction and you have to leave things behind, is because your heart wants to guide you on a different path. And this is a period of time where you will be coming across things from the past. It's the revisiting of the past now, what is going on really. And not only collectively, but individually as well. I talked about that in my March energy update video. So you might be coming across things from the past that needs to be resolved, and many things need to be left behind. But trust me, the moment that you let go of those things, new things will enter, sometimes even straight away. And as I said, we are being hit by very beautiful, love-based vibrations right now. So everything is possible. You are being helped to let go. And the real miracles and the most beautiful things don't come in a package that we expected. Sometimes they come in a package of being able to let go, being able to move on, and that is the real miracle. And being able to respond to situations in a different way to how you responded in the past. That is the real miracle. First, it doesn't come in a form of material things, physical things like people or money or whatever we perceive abundance to be, but it comes energetically. There is an upgrade that you are going through mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then the physical comes as well as a result of that. So real abundance comes in many, many different forms, and be open to that. Be open to that, because we are really being helped at the moment. And new doors will soon open up for many of us, like opportunities that we never expected before. So be open and receive. All right, so let's get into this message from the Arcturian Council, and maybe after that we will pull a few cards as well. So this general message is from the 8th of March 2022, as I said, from the Arcturians. Dear beings, we are the Arcturian Council, and as per your request, we would like to provide with guidance that your people are in need for at this time. The trajectory of your Earth is reaching a point of awakening, and in the upcoming weeks you will be witnessing a mass awakening of your consciousness, and you will be aware of the changes occurring also in your own consciousness and physical vessels. We would like to state that the current societal structures are allowing you to embrace a sense of freedom that has been missing on your planet for a period of time. And regardless of the counteractive energies that want to keep you on low vibrational levels, you will all feel a sense of liberation and unity. We would also like to let you know that these changes are occurring according to your consciousness levels, and to a degree that you are allowing these frequencies to upgrade your already existing DNA structures. As per your contentment, the days of April will intensify this further and will bring changes on your planet, not only in your physical vessels, but also on societal levels. So peace is prominent following that period. And as the Venusian Council has stated, the integration of the negative polarity has happened already, and many of you are embracing the darkness within. So the societal levels will all start changing according to these new frequencies. They are forces that are not working for the betterment of humanity, and those egoic structures are finding their way out of your societal levels. This is occurring naturally. However, it is still requiring some integration that will take place in the upcoming years and months. Please be aware of the changes that are occurring within, because they will occur externally too, and a more harmonious and love-based living will begin to be prominent. You have chosen the positive polarity, so we can sense that the trajectory is pointing to a positive direction and a heart-based living. Your planet is soon to experience what is a higher consciousness and what is that which will occur following these love-based energies. The conflict in the so-called Ukrainian and Russian countries has to run its phase of initiation. And as these frequencies and old karmic patterns are clearing up, you will experience a sense of liberation. Please hold that as your objective of living, especially in the upcoming weeks. Your visions will be required for the actualization of the frequency shift. We are the Arcturian Council, and we are leaving you in the love energy of the One Infinite Creator. So this was the channeled message from the Arcturian Council. And yes, great news, because I have already received a channeled message, I think last week, from the Venusians, and I shared that on my Patreon, and they were saying the same thing. And now the Arcturians were referring to them, that the biggest part of the integration of the darkness has happened already, and the majority of us has integrated the darkness within. So certain things need to run their course in Ukraine and Russia as well. But as these patterns will clear up, we will have this sense of liberation. And yes, there's a lot of upgrade that is coming our way. So those of us that are vibrating on a certain vibrational frequency already and integrated lots of things, we will receive this upgradation of the DNA structures. So that will happen naturally. And everyone who has their vibrational level, I would say, above 250 or 300, I think it will definitely receive this boost. But many people that are below 200 on that frequency scale, many of them will have their breakthrough at this turning point of courage. There's a mass awakening, so it is happening. And I think because we have chosen this positive polarity, as the Arcturians were saying, humanity has made a choice already. So there's no turning back from this. And certain things need to run naturally still, but anything that is coming up now for review and for this clearance, all these energies that need to be cleared up, they are all serving as a catalyst. They are all serving as activation, the activation of the light and the integration of the light and the anchoring of the light on the planet. And April will be even more intensified from that point of view with this mass awakening. So we have made a choice already. So yeah, as I said, the hearts of the masses is being opened now. And think about it, the more of us are tuning into our hearts, that will bring peace in the world. And if the majority of us will start making decisions based on our hearts in our personal lives, that will extend to our societal structures as well. It will be manifest externally as well. And they were saying that be aware of what is occurring internally, because the same thing will occur externally as well. And this heart-based frequency will really bring peace. They were saying that peace will be prominent, and it's hard to believe that right now, but it will be, and I do believe them. I do believe them because I can see that people are opening up to love. So it's really up to us what we allow to happen, what we want to participate in. If we don't want this digital currency, then we will not have it. It's really up to us. If the majority of people will reject it and they will not use it, then they will not succeed with their plans. No narrative is set in stone by them. And remember that we were the ones, as humanity, as a collective, that ruined the COVID narrative as well. It did not work out for them. And why was that? It was because people were not participating. Not enough people were participating in it. We ruined their plan. It's really, really up to us. And if that narrative fell apart, then any other narrative can fall apart as well, because we are standing now in our sovereignty. So it's really just a matter of time before all these structures get replaced. And it will take a few years, but it is already happening. So what we can really do is to take grounded decisions based on our hearts, and to use our creative power to create a vision of what we want, of how we want this planet to look like. And not everybody will get on the same timeline. There will be a frequency shift, which I talked about in my previous video, at the end of each cycle. And our planet is going through an important cycle as well right now. I mean, it's ending a cycle. And there's a split that is happening. There will be a 3D reality, a 3D timeline, and there will be a 5D timeline. So not everyone will get to the 5D timeline. And this fourth dimensional chaos plane now is giving us an opportunity to choose between. Some entities will ascend, others will descend. This is how it has always been. But planet Earth is going through a shift, a consciousness shift, and humanity is going through a consciousness shift as well. So we can use our vision, and we can use our creative powers, creativity that comes from the heart, to get to the desired timeline. And there are many starseeds, light workers, even wanderers that came from higher dimensions, and they got lost in the process. They got lost in their mission. And I have as well people in my life that I unfortunately lost. I lost them because some of them took the injection as well. And I feel like I'm no longer a frequency match to them. Others have chosen another path. It is their evolutionary process. It's all about the expansion of their own soul. Some of them will have to come back here and repeat lessons. Some of them will go to other planets, other dimensions to repeat lessons. And I'm not saying that in a sense that there's no hierarchy there. No one is superior, or we are not better than those that chosen the path of the mind or the path of the ego. We are just different. It's a different frequency. But each of these vibrational levels have their own purpose. They are all serving equally a very important purpose. And you know, some people will surprise you big time this year and next year as well with their awakening. So it's not like we are giving up on people, but do not hold yourself back because certain people are not choosing the path that you are choosing. And let me be clear, the fact that some people took the injection does not mean that they are not going to ascend. Many people have contracted that. Many people have contracted that experience to guide them afterward to the path of sovereignty. The injection for many people was serving as a contrast, as a tool for awakening to one's sovereignty, to one's personal freedom and creative powers. So we are not only living in a colorful world, a colorful planet, but we are also living in a colorful universe with colorful souls. And each and every single one of them has a different path for their own awakening, for their own expansion and evolution. And for many of them, this is the path. The injection is the path. Okay, so let's pull a few cards now, and because it's been like I think a week that we checked the collective energies, so I'm curious where we are standing right now. What are the collective energies? So I will pull a few tarot cards and some oracle cards as well. Let me shuffle this deck. So where we are standing right now as a collective spirit. I already have one card. The Emperor reversed. What else? I love when cards are flying out. They are making it so easy for me to read them. So Nine of Wands upright, Knight of Cups reversed. All right. Two of Pentacles upright, and Six of Wands reversed. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Wands that is reversed as well. So the Emperor reversed, in every single of my readings, is normally representing that counteractive energy, that negative energy, the energy of the deep state. So that's the Emperor. But because it's reversed, of course it can mean that energy like the planning and very grounded and strategic energy is not being used for constructive purposes. But I feel like in this case, because it's reversed, is telling us that they are actually losing power. So this counteractive energy is losing power. It doesn't have the same power as it used to have or as it wants to have. And we had the Six of Wands as well reversed. And I think these two cards together are actually talking about that there are certain plans that are not working out quite well for them. So that is a little bit like a failure energy. That failure energy that is present in the COVID narrative as well, I feel like will be very, very present in this new narrative as well. So things are not working as they wanted them to work. And we have the Nine of Wands upright, and that is actually representing people because it talks about strong boundaries, like one standing up for what they believe in and not letting negative forces to just do whatever they want. It's like this energy of really standing in your own sovereignty, like setting boundaries. Okay, like you're not gonna do with us whatever you want. That's that energy. It's like, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of doing. That realization of that inner strength, that inner power. It's that knowing of what one deserves. Like, I know what I deserve. Don't give me like half of what I deserve or a quarter of what I deserve because I deserve so much more. And I know that I can achieve that because I trust myself. So don't tell me what is the best for me because I know very well what is the best for me. That's that energy. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So this is about a choice. It's about two options. It's about two timelines. Are we going this way or are we going that way? I always talk about that. And humanity has made a choice. Some people are still juggling with two choices. They don't know quite well which direction to go. They haven't made the choice. But I feel like they will make that decision soon. They will make the choice soon. And collectively, but then personally as well. Like for a while, like juggling with two options, like not really knowing, like, is this true? Should I leave that energy behind? Should I move on? Should I stay? You know, it's being actualized now. It's being cleared up, that energy. So you will see that with many people, that they will actually move away from old energies. Surprisingly, many people will surprise us. And we had the Knight of Cups as well. And I feel like that is about unrealistic expectations, like unrealistic things that want to be forced on humanity, that are going completely against the soul's nature, the human nature. And that's why the narrative will fall apart, because it's too synthetic. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. And that is talking about the people and the impulsivity of people that will be followed when certain things will be forced on us, so to speak. Is that conflict that will arise because of that. There's conflict already, but as I said, chaos is necessary for the creation of beautiful things as well. There's no creation without chaos. Let's see. We have the Hermit as well, the next card. upright. That is about spiritual awakening, is about going inward, is going within. This is what is happening with humanity now. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Karma, there are some karmic lessons that need to be integrated, and it's happening now. This is what I got as well in my Patreon video, my Patreon reading. And it's really telling us that we cannot move forward and we cannot close this cycle unless we have dealt with those old energies. All right, let's pull a few oracle cards as well. Let's see what else goes with this reading. So Spirit, please tell us what else goes with this reading. Milk and Honey reversed, number 51. And we have the Blessed card reversed as well. There are some things that we need to deal with. But it's number 22, look. Master number, and that is the manifestation number. And 5-1 is also number 6, which is all about manifestation as well. Let me just have a look what exactly these cards are saying. So Blessed reversed is saying that humility is called for now, as grace is an unearned gift. You didn't gain this by your own desires or actions. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have to hit rock bottom. And what is required now is nothing less than total surrender. Then you will be blessed. So there is a need for hitting this rock bottom right now for us. And we can safely let go of things that no longer serve. We can safely surrender to the process and to know that whichever path we are being led to by our own hearts is safe and it's for our own best interest. Even this reverse Wheel of Fortune is for our own growth, is for our own awakening. So this surrendering to the process can propel us to have this enormous growth, enormous expansion. And sometimes rock bottom is needed for that, because the moment that you hit rock bottom, then you have nothing to lose any longer, so you can surrender. You can safely let go. And this is where the breakthrough is happening, at that moment of hitting rock bottom. And we had the Milk and Honey as well reversed, and that for me talks about getting disillusioned about what real safety is and what real security is. And people are getting disillusioned about it. And that those lies and illusions about what can provide you with safety, with the safety net, went to such an imbalanced direction that now there's no other way but for it to go to the opposite direction. So the energies can be balanced. So this will be a huge wake-up call for people about what real safety is, that the real safety comes from within. Let me see what the guidebook is saying. So, a nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly before the feelings return, and you need to re-up until you are exhausted. Yeah, we can no longer carry on by using our coping mechanisms. That's it. You have to let go of those mechanisms. You either look at the problem and face the problem as it is, or it will get worse for you. So remember that I was talking about this cycle, that we have come full circle and now certain things are being presented to us from the past, same situations. So if you don't face those traumas, those imbalances within yourself, then those situations will come back, maybe in a different package. So that's that energy, you know. So this is what humanity is going through now. But then this is what is going on in people's lives as well. If you have been suppressing your negative emotions for years because you were afraid of them, or you were escaping those negative emotions, maybe without even realizing, and using coping mechanisms to escape those emotions, then that will no longer work this year. If you have been putting off things that your heart has been trying to lead you to those things, then that will no longer work either. You will be facing challenges, roadblocks, and you will be redirected. So we are receiving loads of upgrades now. Our nervous systems and DNA structures are receiving these upgrades, and we have to let go of the old mechanisms. And your heart would never want you to do something that is not the best for you. Your heart is not playing around, as I said. Your mind, your ego wants to keep you safe. Your heart will challenge you. So don't be afraid of the challenges, because that's the voice of the heart. So there's no more operating from the ego, no more safety, or no more perception of the false safety. This is the false safety. But the embracing of the real safety is what we are working on and what we are waking up to. All right, guys, so this was today's guidance and today's message, and I really hope it could resonate with some of you. If it did, you can share it with others, and you can also check out my Patreon, where I'm posting quite frequently as well. And everyone who has joined already my Patreon, thank you so much for your help, for your generosity, for your kindness. Your support is greatly appreciated. So take care, everybody, and I cannot wait to see you next time.